Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I make the granny square that I called Daisy. You can find the pattern and the chart to go along with this over on my blog post. I'll leave the link in the description below. So we start with a basic slip knot. I make a loop and then I flip it down into a pretzel and I pick up the bar and pull both ends, and I've got my slip knot. Different ways you can create a slip knot, but that's how I create mine. And we're going to do our foundation to start with. And the foundation in this pattern calls for chain 4, and that's going to be our beginning loop or ring that we're going to work into. So we create 4 chains, that's 3, that's 4, and then we're going to join it. So you slip stitch into the first chain. So I put my hook into that first chain, wrap the yarn around, and just pull the yarn through, and I create a slip stitch. It joins the ring that we're going to work into for our first round. So we're going to start round 1, and we start that by chaining 5. So the first 3 chains will work as a double crochet, and then the next 2 chain will be the 2 chain that joins the double crochets. So chain 5 we start with, and then we're going to work a double crochet. So we go back into that ring. Everything's going to be worked into this ring that we created. And we're going to do a double crochet and then chain 2. And continuing to work into that center, we're going to repeat that double crochet chain 2 6 more times for this round. So let's working into that center, do it again. Double crochet and chain 2, and then keep on working like this, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. So the way we end the round is we slip stitch into the 3rd chain of our beginning chain, and then I cut the yarn because I cut the yarn after every round. Sometimes I'm doing a different color every round, but it just makes it easier not to carry floats up the back. Some of the rounds are quite deep and your floats will show. So picking up my second color, we're going to work on round 2. Join the yarn in any one of the chain 2 spaces, and I do that just by pulling it through. And then I work a chain 3, which is my first double crochet of my beginning double crochet cluster. Then I'm going to wrap the yarn around, insert it back into the chain 2 space, pull up a loop, and then pull through 2 of the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and now I have 3 left on the hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3, and that's my beginning double crochet cluster. And then I'm going to have a chain 3 this time. Now working into the next chain 2 space from the round below, yarn over and pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert in the same space, pull a loop through and pull through 2 loops, and one more time, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops, and now we're going to go yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that is a full double crochet cluster. Now chain 3, and that's our repeat. So we do a double crochet cluster and a chain 3, and then we repeat that 6 more times around. So keep on working your way around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. So once you've repeated that 6 times, you are going to have a total of 8 of these double crochet clusters, all separated by your chain 3s. Now we're going to slip stitch in the top of our beginning double crochet cluster, and then I'm going to cut my yarn again. So I'm going to just leave my ends there and darn them in later. Sometimes I work them in, but today we're just going to leave them. So I'm ready for round 3. I pick up my next color and I pick one of these chain 3 spaces. As long as I'm joining in one of these chain 3 spaces, we're off and running for round 3. So just pull the loop up, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And then I'm going to work a single crochet into that same chain 3 space. Now I'm going to work another single crochet in here, so I'll just shove that over just a little bit, and I'm going to chain 2, work another single crochet into this chain space. So I have a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. And now we're going to chain 2 and move on to the next chain space. So again, we work a single crochet, and then we do a chain 2, and then work another single crochet, and then we do another chain 2. So now we're going to repeat that 6 more times, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. And now you've repeated it 6 more times, you've reached the end of your round, and we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet that we created in this round. So just pull our yarn through, do a slip stitch, and then we're going to go ahead and cut our yarn again. So now just pull that through, and we're ready to start our next round. So I'm going to pick up my next color, and we're on to round 4. We're going to join the yarn in any one of these chain 2 spaces, and it doesn't matter which one, just pick one of the chain 2 spaces and join your yarn by pulling up a loop, and we're going to work a beginning double crochet cluster. So we start by chaining 3, and that works as our first double crochet, and then yarn over, insert into the same chain 2 space, pull up your yarn, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert again into the same chain 2 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's our beginning double crochet cluster. And then we chain 3. And then we're going to work another double crochet cluster into the next chain 2 space. So we're going to go yarn over, insert into the next chain 2 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and insert the hook one more time, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and to finish it off, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then chain 3 again. And then you're going to repeat that 14 more times. So I'm going to let you continue on, and I will meet you back at the end of this round. And now we have 16 double crochet clusters to form our round 4 with our chain 3 separating them. We're going to join in this first double crochet cluster right in the top of the stitch. So see how there's a top to these? That's where you want to slip stitch to end your round. And then again, we're going to cut our yarn and pull it through, and we will be ready for round number 5. So this part is the circular part of the square, and then in the next round we're going to square it off. So we're going to join our next color, and we're going to work into any one of these chain 3 spaces that we created. Now I like to join in different areas because see how the ends are spread around the back, so that when I do darn them in, they won't all be in one area and lump up my square. So let's get going on round 5 and join our yarn into this chain 3 space that we've created from the previous round. So we're going to join our yarn, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 4. So this chain 4 will be our first treble, and it's going to be in the corner of our square. So now we're going to move on to our next chain 3 space, and we're going to go ahead and work 3 double crochet into this space. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last. That's our double crochet. We're going to create 2 more of those full double crochets in this chain 3 space. So at this point we are squaring off our circle. So we're going to work into the next chain 3 space, and we're not doing any chains in between. So we're working into the next chain 3 space a half double crochet. So again, that's yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and pull it through all 3 loops. That's your half double crochet. We want to create 3 of them in this next space. Then we're going to move on to our next chain 3 space, and again we're going to create 3 double crochet into this chain 3 space. So we've got our first one, and then we create 2 more into this same space. Now at this point, we have worked our way across one side of our square, and the next thing we're going to do is create a corner. So in the next chain 3 space, we do a treble. So wrapping the yarn twice around the hook, we pull up a loop, and then we go through 2 loops at a time till we finish off the last 2 loops. That's our treble. And then we're going to create another treble in the same space. And then we're going to create one more treble in the same space for this cluster for the first side of our corner. So we go ahead and pull our yarn through each of the 2 loops till we've got to the top of our treble, and now we chain 3, and then we go back into the same space we've been working in, and we're going to work 3 more trebles. So again, yarn around twice, and then pulling it through 2 loops at a time till we get to the top. And these are full trebles we're creating, and you want 3 more of them. So in this corner, you will have 3 trebles, a chain 3, and 3 more trebles. So I'll finish off this last treble, and that creates our corner. So what we're going to do is work up the next side, which takes us into the next chain 3 space. And we want to work 3 double crochet into that chain 3 space. So I've got 3 double crochet, and I've already turned my corner. So then we're going to work 3 half double crochet into the next chain 3 space. So again, we're working across the second side of our square now. So I'll do my last half double crochet, so 3 of those. And now you can get an idea of what the corner looks like here. So if I lay this down, you can see that I worked up this side, turned the corner, and then I started working across the next side. So continue working in the pattern as we've established. You're working across your second side. You still have your third side and fourth side, and I will meet you back at the end of this round as we complete our final corner. So round 5 ends in our last corner with 2 treble because our chain 4 created the first treble. So here we are in our last corner, and we want to slip stitch into the 4th chain right there, number 4, to end our round, and that also completes the corner. So after we slip stitch, we can cut our yarn and pull that through, and that creates the granny square. Now the next 3 rounds are going to be single crochet, and I'm going to show you how to create a frame around the basic granny square that we just created. So joining our next yarn, we're going to join it in one of the chain 3 corners. So let's decide which corner we want to join in. I'll go to a new one here, and we're going to pull up a loop in this chain 3 corner for round 6. Now chain 1 and then single crochet, and we're only going to do that 1 single crochet in that chain 3 space, and we're going to move on to doing a single crochet in the next stitch, and then in each stitch across. So that's 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 stitches. So go ahead with that, and I'll meet you at the next corner. So once you've finished the 15th single crochet, and see you've got all the way across the top of the first side here, you're going to work into the next corner. So into the next chain 3 space, you're going to work 5 single crochets. So go ahead, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Might feel like they're kind of crowded, but it makes your corner turn out nicely. So 5 single crochet in the chain 3 space, and then you're going to work a single crochet into the next 15 stitches, just like we did before. So you're going to repeat this 2 more times, and then you're going to go ahead and do 15 single crochet and 4 single crochet in the final corner. And at that point, I will meet you at the end of this round. And now we are at the end of round 6. You've done your 4 single crochet, and now you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round to complete that corner and to complete the round. So I'm going to join my new yarn, but this time I didn't cut my old yarn. I'm just going to slip stitch into that join and then pull it tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the same stitch. And then I'm going to work across the top. So this time I decided, because with single crochet you're not creating a big float at the back, I decided not to cut my yarn because I'm going to be using this color on the next round. So again, it's your choice what you do here. So once we've worked across the single crochets, there were 17 of them there, it brings us to the center crochet of our 5 single crochets from the round before, which is where we work our corner, and that's 3 single crochet into that same single crochet. Then we continue to work along the next side, and that's going to be another 19 single crochet. So you're going to work 19 single crochet across, then you hit your corner where you work 3 single crochet, all into the single crochets of the round before. Repeat what we've already established around the rest of the square, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round. So here we are at our last corner. We've worked our 3 single crochet into our corner stitch, and we work 1 more single crochet, and then we slip stitch into the first stitch of the round to finish off. So that is round 7. And see, I didn't cut the white that I have here from round 6. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to pull it through, and then I'm going to pull really tight on the gray, and it kind of disappears. So that's one of the ways that I join my yarn. But again, you can cut and join just as we had previously in rounds 1 through 5. So this is our last round. We're going to single crochet in that same stitch, and then we're going to work our way across the top again. So that means we're going to single crochet in the next 18 stitches till we get to the next corner. And then when we get to the corner, so we have 18 across here, and then we work 3 single crochet into this stitch. So it isn't really marked because it's not a chain stitch like it is sometimes. So be sure to always count your stitches so you end up in the right place, or you can also use a stitch marker. So once you have worked your 3 single crochet into that 1 corner stitch, you're going to continue across 21 single crochet to the next corner. Continue to work that way around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Now we are back up to the other corner. We've worked our 3 single crochet, and we work the 2 single crochet to end the round, and then slip stitch in the first stitch of the round and cut your yarn and pull it through. And there we have completed our 8th round, and we've completed our Daisy Granny Square. You can find the full written instructions as well as the chart with the symbols over on the blog post. I'll put the link in the description below. Thanks so much for joining me today in the tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed creating your granny square.